Good morning and welcome to another CAN diagnostic video. In today's riveting episode, I'm going to take you through some of the tools of the trade. A lot of the diagnostic equipment that we use here on a day-to-day basis. I'm going to split it up into two videos, one for the HGVs and one for the car side. I'm probably just going to stick it all on one. So I think I'll start over on the car side. These are about half the laptops that we have. Usually I've got one laptop per manufacturer, so but this one here, this ThinkPad, is purely for BMW. It's got all the BMW tools you can get, all the programmers, all the coding, all done through the cheap IMPA. It's the cable, all works great. And then we've got Ford, which is done on this machine here through IDS. This is a DAF one. This bottom one is Vauxhall, I believe, which is this one. This MDI GM interface. This middle laptop also takes the VAG cable. Nothing too special with the VAG, everyone's got it. We all use it. Complicated to use if you don't know how to use it. All of your blocks and all that shit that comes with VAG equipment. Delphi machine, I think I've used it once or twice. Diagbox for the French stuff, Citroen Peugeot, PAS group. And then Renault Clip for the Renaults. Very rare I use that, to be honest, thankfully. This laptop here, this is the daily use one for all my, whenever I finish a job, I always do a quick write up on it, so next time it comes back in, I know exactly what I did when I did it, mileage, all that sort of stuff. It's also got the programs for reading and writing maps while I'm at work, so using KES and CarProg. But most ECU readings usually done BDM, which is done on the bench, but I do that at home. I don't do any of that at work. So that's just KES. This one is the Mercedes-Benz SD Connect C5. It's essentially a C4 in a new case. Looks nice, does the job. Again, BMW programming, new modules, dealer diagnostics, really does come in useful, that does, especially for speed limiters and things like that. Then we go on to the Solus. Obviously everyone's come across these before, getting a bit long in the tooth now. That just stays in my van basically. This is a quick plug me in if I'm out somewhere and someone needs a hand. That hasn't been updated for many years. I think it's still on 13.2 or something like that. It's quite old. Now the Auto Elite, this is my favourite, this is my baby. Now if you've ever seen any of my videos, do I use this? Probably not yet. If you watch LM Auto's repairs videos, this is what he uses on a daily. The one's slightly older than this, but it's the same software. All your programming, diagnostics, special functions, all that sort of jazz. Really is a proper scanner, that is. There's more than just code reading. The adaptions on that, second to none. There's a lot more on the Auto than there is on the Zeus. And obviously the Zeus has got the oscilloscope. Obviously my Auto doesn't have that. You can buy the kit for it, but I don't have it. No need. I've got a Pico here and I've got the Zeus, so there ain't much need for that. So that's an overview. That's the car stuff. Apart from 2 minutes. The KES. So there's the KES master version. So I make my own leads up and adapters for various HGVs that are not technically supported by KES, but the ones that we have the workarounds. The ones for the boot mode with the toggle switches. Thankfully I don't do very many boot loading through KES. If something needs a boot load, then it always goes on K-tag, always done on the bench. So we'll go over to the lorries. And on the HGV side of things, we've got a Davy, which is DAF dealer tool. Brilliant bit of kit this is, very simple to use, especially when you've got the developer tool for when the ECUs crash, which is quite common when you're reprogramming an ECU on a DAF. They crash all the time. No big deal as long as you've got the developer tool to get the crash code. It's earned lots of money for us, that has. Really is good. Same as the Mancats. This is a T200. Now there is a newer interface out, but we don't have it. This is the one I've got, T200. Again, that's for the Mancats program. All of these here, they're all used through one laptop with a dual boot. So if I load the DAF one up, and have a quick look at that. Scan your VCI free, Bluetooth module. I don't use it Bluetooth. If I can plug it in, I do plug them in. It's just less hassle. It's less likely something goes wrong, especially when you're adapting values or you're regenning a DPF or anything like that. I always plug it in. So just right. Just covered up the name of the company I brought it off because I certainly don't want to give them any extra thing at the minute. So the Davy, we've got Tech Tool here, which is the Volvo and Renault tool, and then you've got two developing tools here. All three of these are Scania. XCOM is the one I go to usually because it is what they call it, EOL, end of line developing tool. It's just quick and easy. You can do anything you want in that particular program. And then we've got EASY, which is the Iveco tool. And other bits and pieces. So if we go, this is the Iveco ECI. I think this is pretty much the only one that I can't do programming with. You need an online account with Iveco. Well, you do with them all, to be honest, but obviously there's ways and means around them. I don't particularly like using this if I can. I'll always use a gel test unless I really have to. And then the Vocom, which is the Volvo and Renault tool that we use with Tech Tool on the laptop. Again, everything you need on that, programming, configurations, speed limiters, all the fun stuff. And then we'll get into the big boxes here. So what we have here is a machine called a gel test. This is the pass-through device. This is the link box. This basically is the multi-brand tool for HGV equipment. It's extremely expensive, and that's just for the HGV as well. You can get this to be used with marine vehicles, agricultural, tractors, off-road vehicles like your mini sweepers and diggers and things. It comes with all, these are all cables for HGV, like Renault, Iveco, Volvo. I mean, most of them are OBD, which is just a 203 cable. I'll put the laptop on and then show you the... Right, so this is the laptop I use it with. That's my dad, the fucking goon, as you can see. I always put a random picture of him up on here, so on the rare occasions he gets the laptops out, he's greeted by a lovely picture of himself. Usually cheers him up slightly, just have a bit of a piss take. They've got a lot of programs on here, mainly wiring diagrams and how-tos for different things. If we load the gel test, already logged onto it. But I'm still waiting for confirmation from Cojelli in Spain to do videos on the gel test. I'm not going to go any further past this screen, just in case they say no. But so we have the truck side of it, the trailers, coaches, and buses. Small commercial vehicles like LCVs, so your vans, etc., and manufacturers' engines. So if there's a standalone engine being used on a plant or other thing, then we can plug into it with this particular license that we have. And then you've got the ones at the bottom that we don't have. marine, off highway, agricultural stuff. And then in this top box, all these that file down, these are all trailer sockets. Plugging in ABS units on the back of trailers, UABCO units, TRWs, etc. I think that's pretty much a lot of what the software is. When you buy it initially, it's price of the cables. These cables are expensive. I think just for the OBD one, it's about 120 quid for one cable. I think if you want to buy that, like the base model is about £5 but by the time you start putting licenses on it, this, that and the other, I think that one's about 15 grand at the minute. But then you have to pay the subscriptions every year, which isn't great, but we can't do the job without it. It's all right having all these dealer tools, but sometimes you need the quickness, you need the wiring diagrams, you need the technical information, things like that. So it's just a brief overview of the tools I've got. Obviously some of the programmers I don't have here, they're at home in my office, back bedroom, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, until next time, any questions, just let us know and I'll do my best to answer them. Until next time, ta-da.